Hello, hello. So, this is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while because it's been bothering me for quite some time. So, I'm just gonna do it before I talk myself out of it again. So, what happened to me and it's been happening to me for uh for quite a bit actually, and it probably has happened to many people as well. I know that I know that it has. Is that when you chill in stream, when you're watching a stream, and there is uh is it called? I mean, I've been hearing it called many names, but basically it's just some of your messages get filtered or don't show up or show up a bit too late sometimes, and it's not really there's not really like a actual order to it or like an actual rules that uh it happens if I do this. Sometimes it happens, like when it happens on one channel it happens and on another channel it doesn't, but you're not actually banned by any moderators or any broadcasters at all. And then sometimes you're back again, and sometimes you have to swap to a different account just to check, and then that one shows up. So it doesn't even make sense on the level that, oh, like this account has, I don't know, suspicious activity. Because if you look at my account, regardless of the quality, at least there is ample proof that I am an actual human, because AI would not put, bots would not put out that those types of long and rambling videos. So it's a bit of a stretch to just say that I am, you know suspected of not being an actual user, actual human. So yeah, obviously, as you can imagine, especially if you have also experienced it, is that it's kind of frustrating when you wanna participate and you can't. But you also don't know for sure that you can't participate. So like you're trying and then it doesn't show up, and it does not come through, it does not go through. What actually seems to be working, kind of, there is that hyperchat extension, I think, that someone recommended, that maybe that one would help. It hasn't really. When it happens, it still happens with that. But when I turn it on or turn it off, and then I refresh the page, and then I send my first message, that one goes through. But then the next ones usually don't. Sometimes it's like there is a window, but I'm not shown any kind of slow mode, or because sometimes when you there is a slow mode, usually for non members. Obviously that makes sense, like the chat is not spammed beyond all repair. It's like it can be somewhat readable. And then there's the whole timer circle thingy going around the button that you click when you send, right? And when that cooldown ticks down, then you can send the next message. But when that happens and then you try to send before the timer, you get the error message. So that's clean, that's clear, right? You know what's happening. But with those messages that I'm talking about, when it gets filtered out, it's it's not giving any error messages or anything. You just send it and it looks like it went through, but then most of the time when on the stream there is also someone, not someone, so like a chat box, right? Usually, depending on what is being streamed at the moment, because sometimes there is not one, because you need you need the space on the screen as a broadcaster. Anyway, point is, when you see that your message is not showing up, it can be a bit annoying. And to that there is a, I don't know if I could say it, advice is that we should be, be more, it's like more original, or try to be, try to present ourselves as human as possible, which is kind of messed up in my opinion, that we have to, try to have to be not botsy, but so it's basically what it feels like to me is that bots are copying down what we behave, and then we on the other side have to be not like, so like they are trying to be human and we have to be human in a different way, because it feels like it's taken by the bot. Like, you cannot be human in this way because that's already been taken over by bots. So if you present yourself like that, or if you communicate like that, then you are flagged as a robot. And that is something that is like deeply upsets me, and I deeply chafe against that, because if all I want to say is that something is nice, or I like something, or I just, if obviously if we're talking about, for example, let's say in Fuamoko's channel, right? When I'm sitting there in the chat, and if I want to say bow wow, and I say bow wow, and I don't want to say anything else but bow wow, obviously that's not like it's not an original response, or not an original thing to say, that I'm like, yes, no, this or that. But at the same time, chat does not really lend itself to, writing out whole, very unique, very specific, very whatever paragraphs. That's just not the type of conversation that is for the most part going on there. It's more like being in the present, being a participant. Just doesn't matter how unoriginal, or how NPC like, or how bot like it's gonna be. I think, and I am very, I feel quite strongly that if I am just by me being like, the actual living, breathing human being, like any sort of communication, any sort of anything basically. So like even if I scroll my hand over the keyboard and I put in a totally random input, it is still something that I did. There is still something that is human. And to let like the simpler sorts of expressions taken over by I don't know if I should say taken over by bots. It's more like being recognized as a bot-like behavior, right? And generally speaking, like being original, or trying to be more original, is, at least as far as I know, as far as I see, is something that is, encouraged, and it's like a positive thing. But I feel like that we need to keep the possibility and opportunity for us to just, say simple things, even if it's not very complicated or original. Just because someone else said something already, it does not mean that you don't want to say that as well, or it does not mean that it is in any way diminishes what you are feeling, or what you are saying. Because obviously, while the bot puts in something in the chat, and then there is that, like, there's not any like thoughts and feelings and all the myriad things that people have behind what they are saying. There is just the output and basically nothing else. But when we as humans say something, even just a letter, there are thoughts and feelings and all that life and all that experience behind it. And yeah, it just annoys me and kind of upsets me a bit that those are the simple sorts of expressions are flagged as being not an actual human or being a bot. So yeah, that is basically what I've been wanting to talk about today. So yeah, I do realize, by the way, that it is not quite. I don't know if I should say fair, because what I'm thinking is that if I, it's like, do I have any sort of alternative ways of flagging the bots or finding what is an actual uh what is an actual human account and what is not. Like I said in the beginning that, for example, I think I should have ample evidence that I'm not a bot. I have like activity every single day, not just chatting or commenting, but also uploading. So I think that would be one way. But obviously, it's gonna be not an actual human person because there's probably not enough employees in there or at YouTube. So it's probably just gonna be some sort of bot, which is like, obviously it's ironic in a way that a bot is uh, telling a person that they are not a person, that they are a bot. So yeah, I think that's pretty much how it is. So I'm thinking that on one hand, maybe it is just making things complicated by being so adamant about keeping the right and the opportunity to be simple, at least in like chat messages and whatnot, and unoriginal, and just be say one word or half a word or an expression or an emote or something like that. And I'm not saying that everyone is getting shadow banned or deleted or anything. So like for the most part, those kinds of things go through, which just makes it even more baffling when you get filtered out. Even when you are a member, by the way, like even when you are like months and months back, you are a member. Sometimes you still get filtered out. Like some people have like multiple accounts with memberships because they keep getting hidden, basically, by, I don't even know what I should call it, moderation or YouTube bot policing the other bots that are on YouTube. I don't know. It just it's just annoying, I think, and I don't really wanna learn how to be less bot-like, because I feel like any sort of expression is by default a human expression, even if even if it resembles the expressions or the tactics or the tools of bots. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not really hoping for anything or expecting anything, because these are the situations when you are acutely feeling how insignificant you are, or I guess insignificant I am in the grand scheme of things. Not just me specifically, but like basically any single one person. Because you have a problem, too bad. Like I'm gonna write to this, write about this to customer support. It's just gonna go to the rest. And I don't see anything happening around this. If anything, I only expect it to get worse. So yeah, I don't really know if there's like any action towards this that I could make or I could do. I don't know. Like I said many times, I just feel quite strongly about uh, presenting myself or communicating the way I want to, without worrying about being shadow banned or flagged or whatever. Many people just say that this is not a thing and this doesn't exist, even though even though many people are experiencing it. So yeah, that's just another sign of how insignificant it is when something happens to any one person. Like you can see how like even creators with like millions upon millions of uh subscribers, for example. Okay, not specifically this problem, right? But even they have, quite big issues at times. And if it's so hard for them to get a hold of someone who can actually help them or sort things out, then what hope do the rest of us have? Not much. Yeah, it ended up being pretty depressing. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep being myself, and if I'm a bot, then I'm a bot. Not much I can do about it, I guess. All right, that's it. Goodbye.